Welcome back to my channel. I am VPL. Like, comment, and subscribe so I can just get that out of the way. So you can see I'm not having it today. There's just like a lot of stuff that I need to get done and not a lot of time to do it. I haven't been able to work, and I'm having a pretty high pain day today. Gonna be real. I don't know why I prioritize like getting dressed or putting on makeup, because it's like the illusion of feeling better. I have like exciting things to tell you, but I'm so fucking tired. Yeah, this is the current draft of the ring. I think so. Here's version 1. It didn't fit the micro SD here. But yeah, it wasn't the dimensions I looked up online weren't correct for it, so I had to resize it. And as you can see, it's I made this one, which is a little bit wider and not as long, so it fits it pretty perfectly. Single micro USB. I also made the ring dimensions a little bit different there. Yeah, I know I should probably do B-roll or something of this. But this is version 3, so I don't know if you can tell what it is. I think I posted about this already on my Facebook, Instagram, all those other social medias. But this is it's a flying toaster. I don't know if you can tell. But I did it with the wing can. It came out a little glorpy. So I'm actually printing up another version of it right now upstairs. It's got this Cardcaptor Sakura style wing, and yeah, it fits 2. I made a slot, so I thought it would be really cute to have a flying toaster wedding ring that was also functional. I'm still sad that like the size on micro SD is like memory size, not the physical size. I'm very happy with the physical size of them. The memory size, I wish it was like a little bit better. It looks like we're getting there, but we're not quite there yet, because I want it to be like, it's 2 terabytes. But like, we're not there yet. Maybe someday soon. I know that there's some like complaints about they fail too quickly, but it's just like, but then again, who does? Yeah. So that's one of the current things that I'm printing, working on. I think the next thing that I need to do is review the license agreement with the CAD. It's like the Autodesk's free online code blocky thing for this, because depending on like what I want to do with these rings, because right now it was just kind of like an art concept that I wanted to get out. But yeah, being chronically ill is rough. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Uh, I know it's frustrating, because I know like from like still shots, individual shots, I look better than I did in my previous video, and that just like it makes me mad, because I feel a lot worse than I look. Which, I mean, like, maybe you can tell, like, even though I've got like a decent amount of makeup on, I don't know if you can still tell how like freaking pained I am. But I'm excited about how the design process is going and how it's working. But yeah, I need to review their like licensing thing to see if it's like, what can I do? Like, if I wanted to make these and sell them, I might have to use a different CAD software to like design them. And then this was just kind of like banged it out for funsies. Um, it was nice. I think, oh yeah, I took an IQ test this weekend for some code school that I was brain raping, because I have no interest in actually attending this code school. I just kind of wanted to know a little bit more about their price point and their curriculum, and if they offered anything that I wouldn't be able to get on my own. Yeah, is there like a more PC way of saying that? Probably information gathering, I guess. Um, yeah, I'm really pleased with how this is turning out. I'm thinking basically, I mean, like, so this was just like real quick concept. I'm thinking I'll like redesign it in something that is like free and open source that I can just use for whatever, which this was just kind of a fun project to kind of like learn how to use like procedural coding, even though they're using code blocks. It's the same freaking thing. It's actually, find the blocks to be a little bit more, it's nice if you haven't if you don't know code very well, or you haven't been in it for very long, or if like maybe you used to code, or you did a few things for a job, or did a few things in school and don't really remember exactly like how that sort of thing works. It might be a little bit easier to get back into that way. Oh, these are these limited edition Coke Zero Sugar. I'm not really particularly a fan of Coke Zero Sugar, but these are decent. They taste interesting. I love limited edition sodas and snacks and things like that. But yeah, I don't think I really like their blend of not sugar that they have in here, but this doesn't have any I think does it have like artificial flavor? Yeah. Oh, it has not. Oh, shit, it has natural. I think they can usually eat natural flavors, but I'm worried that it actually has something. So I was, oh God, story. I had to go to Las Vegas for work at this one point, which heaven or Las Vegas, bitch, you must have damn lost your mind, because I've been to Las Vegas multiple times, and if you are confusing that for heaven, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. I do love that song. Miley's cover was better. That you will never catch me say that about almost anything other than Hannah Montana Lennox, which I would like to make a redo, and I have this whole idea for it, but it's actually a little bit easier to work with people instead of trying to build a kernel from scratch yourself. It, it, yeah, so if anyone wants to work with me on that, I'm down. But yeah, the ring, it's looking good. I mean, like, I'd be lying if I said that I didn't immediately go look online to see how much it would cost to get personally branded micro SDs that look like toast. But getting there. I don't know. I just find the flying toaster is just so romantic. You know what I'm talking about. Um, uh, yeah, I'm excited to see how this version printed, because but yeah, and then I'll review their licensing thing, and then possibly switch over to something that I can use on my computer, because I probably want it to be something that I have installed like on both the laptop and the desktop, and ideally free and open source, so I guess probably something that runs on Linux or something. Uh yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how this print came out. It had like a few sprues or whatever, the little dudes that hang off in the way that you don't want them to. Um, but I got like really tight allowances in the like slots, so that's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's like a fun concept. I mean, like, for me, this is like a personal daily thing. But I guess like if I'm gonna talk out like exactly what I wanted to do with the like, how far do I want to go with this thing? I guess so. Need to find better CAD software, or different, more appropriate CAD software to work on. With a more appropriate licensing thing, because this was the just an educational project, but now that I have something that I'm kind of like, oh, I like this, I want to work with this, and I appreciate that there are these options with a lot of technology now, that they're like, hey, if you want to try this out, do you want to see if this is something you like, does this like does this flow with your Go or whatever, you can try it without like having to like pay for it. There are a lot of things that have licensing, sort of like I guess like WinRAR is probably the like historic one that you might know about, like doing that, where they were just kind of like, oh, you can try it indefinitely. But I like those sort of like license, because I think that it gives a lot of people more access. As you may or may not know, I have been unable to work for some time, and I have no income, and I'm actually in a fair amount of debt. So getting sort of things that would either be like decent enough for my work portfolio, which is something I'm working on as well. It's not like I haven't been applying for work, but it's also like, oh, this sort of stuff that you did isn't applicable to this thing, or that thing isn't applicable to this thing, and it's like, yeah, it kind of, it definitely is, and you guys are just weird idiots who want to do nothing for the world. But yeah, that's, you're not supposed to say that to potential employers, so whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not very good at putting on the employee face, because I already have like, I'm already giving you full face. Like, I'm not gonna give you another one. It's like, do you want customer service voice, or do you want me in full face? Because it's like, you can have neither. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, so back to the ring. I need to, new CAD software, redesign it, possibly see about like posing the wings differently or something. I kind of wanted to do something that looked like vaguely clamp style, kind of like Cardcaptor Sakura. Yeah, like Chobits is one of my favorite pieces of media. I have lots of problematic faves. If you, I'm not gonna stop liking Chobits because it's problematic. It's not going to happen. Um, the But yeah, I'd like to like get like try probably see how the supports work on that, and then see about like maybe like putting the toaster in a little bit of like a slightly different position, or rotating it, or changing it. I think it could work as like a charm necklace, or like on a charm bracelet as well too. Because I'm kind of like, part of what I'm thinking for this is I want like awesome accessories that also have like high functionality. I want high fashion, high functionality. Yeah, if you haven't seen, I put Collie on a mini skirt because like, why not? Yeah, I need to do an update, because there is, I got an antenna for doing snooping for that, so I can do some sort of, is that an antenna in your pocket, or you just happy to see me sort of joke there. Um, yeah, no, I love Kali. Be very clear. I'm very big fan of cybersecurity. It's great, but there are some serious user control issues with Kali, and particularly, I haven't checked it out on virtual machine in a little bit, because I haven't. I was about to go check that out. I haven't checked it out in virtual machine a little bit, but when I was working with it on Raspberry Pi, I noticed there's this bug where you can't change the root password from the GUI. You can't change the root password from the GUI, and then if you just kind of like log in through command and then go back to the GUI, you can't, it goes back to the old password. It's like, this is a severe security flaw. And it's like, oh, well, just don't run as root. And it's like, yeah, no, there are like, the most of the things that I need to do in Kali, I need to be able to run as root. So like, eat me. Or blow me. I don't know if you can read my shirt. I just kind of wanted to wear some of my stuff today. Do me. Um, yeah. But yeah, so Kali has the like really severe user control issue because I brought that up in the DEF CON was it Discord or whatever, and like 2 seconds later someone wrote like a script that basically checks what they used like beyond just Kali too. This was like a fun troll sort of thing, so it was like it prints to the screen you're a whack admin or something, or like sysadmin, and but it's if it checks to see if you are running like a large set of different Linux distributions, and their was it, default password, and then it would print to the screen that if that. And so like I have freaking fruit flies right now because the trash. I posted this to Instagram if you want to see what's up with my living situation. There you go. Yeah, so there's a whole thing with like user control issues with Kali, so it's like really frustrating to see this as being, oh, don't even get me started with Parrot. It's literally just a clone. It sucks worse than Kali, so like fuck off with that. Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to talk about was N2M update. I've been asking around mostly on the internet. I don't see people IRL, so if I'm asking around, it's going to be on the internet. Full stop. Um, Moving on, I was asking some people about what they want in a social network, and they were basically like, I want more upfront things about like what is and isn't a bannable offense. And it's like, okay, cool. So like I get that, but then it's a nightmare from a security perspective. Like I don't know how I would be able to make a space that is for women and femmes and like gender non-conforming people. Like specifically, I'm doing as a makeup collecting application and standalone art project. Theoretically, it will also be available on your NFC compatible phone. You can use it as an app, non NFC compatible as well, but it won't have the same functionality that I'm looking for in this. But I was just like kind of thinking about like different social networks, like what kind of standards they have for like posting and stuff, and I wanted to have like pretty strict standards and stuff, which it's like you want people to use it, right? You want people to use it, but you also have to like make sure that it's not like you can't be too explicit about what is and isn't explicitly allowed, because you need to be able to make that call of if is this more trouble than it's worth to be hosting. Because like I don't think that's something that people actually really think about when they're like, oh yeah, fuck Twitter, I hope Facebook is exploded into a million different pieces. And I'm like, well, honestly, if they break up into monopoly, it will be, but like they're not going to do that because they don't consider Facebook a like they don't see it as a utility, which is weird because I know all these bitches played freaking Monopoly growing up. So like game sucks. You should play the other rule version. Like check it out. If there's like a socialist way that you can play Monopoly with a standard Monopoly set, but that's neither here nor there. There are a bunch of different games that you can play. If you have Monopoly and you're still playing Monopoly or even Salty Family Rules Monopoly and not some other game with it, you're I don't even know what to say with you. Like so many other games that you could be playing. Yeah, I get it. I get it why people would do bullet points or scripts. That's great. Thanks for the note, me. Right, content and like, because if I specifically say, so here's a problem that Trans Lifeline had. If you don't know about Trans Lifeline, they're a suicide hotline specifically for trans people. They're great. I've called them before. I highly recommend them if you're in a crisis. Yeah, they like totally helped me. It's a lot of times like I feel like people are like, oh, I don't think it's bad enough, I don't need to call. And it's like, no, if you're feeling really stressed out or like have some weird shit going down in your life, like give them a call. They might be able to like help you out, just like kind of like talk you through like what's actually going on right now. Because like that's what they're there for, right? And so they also have some links to like other suicide hotlines there specifically for trans, non-binary, and gender non-conforming people. There are other hotlines for people who are not, like, what is there's like a national one, what is it, like, 8 9 or sorry, uh, uh, 988. You can do that from text message or on any phone in the United States. You can just call them, and that's the that's like a suicide hotline is just like available from phones now. That's 988. But yeah, I was talking about specifically Trans Lifeline. They have this problem of dealing with phone jammers, specifically from like the whole like 8chan network of garbage, trash humans. God, don't even trash has uses. Even garbage has uses. Like, don't even like they suck so bad. I don't even have words for it. But the point is, they like do these hate campaigns and stuff, but specifically targeted things like Trans Lifeline. And that's the thing is, so if you're providing a service specifically for a marginalized group that's facing oppression, you have to, there are like these additional levels of security that you have to take, and that's way I know, so like that's kind of the thing that I was like toying with is like how do you do this and not how do you make this, how do you enforce I don't know. I was thinking about one of the ways that I would like to do it is instead of just being like M2M is a place for everyone, just being like, no, M2M is not a place for everyone. It's not that. It's a highly specific club that you are not invited to. You can't ever even come here. Like, you can't sit with us. And it's just like, I don't know if that will breed the right kind of atmosphere that I'm looking for, because like what I want is to keep out things like bigoted hate speech and like people being like fat phobic and like homophobic and transphobic and like racist and xenophobia. Like, I don't want any of that. I like really don't. And me as a white passing person, I am not always the best at spotting when people are being like microaggressive, particularly around things like racism. That being said, I still want to try this. I want to try to make, like, I want to see what other kind of like rules that I would want to put in place to try to prevent these sort of things, and also like make reporting a sort of a thing. It's like, I was thinking about like no brigading and just having like a really like lugubrious reporting says I don't think that's the right one.
Laborious.
No, that's not quite right. Laborious, that does sound like that will be what that will be if I have a really intense reporting system. So that's kind of the problem. So I was like, things that I was thinking, no video. I want it to be an adult platform, a platform for adults, but not an adult platform. Because I think that's something that's really missing online, is that there are like not these spaces that are like for adults. It's kind of thought that it's like, I feel like cartoons, you know, like you know, the Flintstones weren't for fucking children. Like, cartoons are for adults. They're also for kids. It depends on the cartoon. But that was kind of the point that I wanted to make, is I wanted to have like a space online that's for being. No, I haven't been to Burning Man. No, I'm not going to go to Burning Man. It's not going to happen. Like, that's not a priority for me. And I would rather have a space that's available digitally that has that same sort of vibe, but is better for women and femmes. So that's kind of my point, is like, how do I make this space without it being like a huge target? Because it's like, I like quizzes, so I was thinking maybe there's like an intro quiz or something that you would have to take to like get your membership, and then like I want people to be able to have links to stuff, but like also no, I don't, because it's like that seems like really hard to enforce as a like army of me. Like, even if I put it all in a Lambda, like, I don't think I can manage a social network by myself. Like, okay, like, 2 to 10K maybe individuals. But it's like, I don't, that still seems like a lot of people and content to manage, especially for like at risk and sort of like marginalized communities, you know? Because it's like, how do I make it a safe space for trans women, but also like make sure, like, I don't know. It's like, okay, I think I've like said enough. I've been talking for way longer than I intended to. Maybe I'll find some stupid freaking editing software to figure this out so you don't have to sit through 25 minutes of me talking about not very much. I think that was kind of the updates I had on M2M. That was the updates I had on the Ring. Am I working on other stuff? Yes, it's freaking Hestia time. I keep telling everybody it's freaking Hestia time. You need to be at home and get your home together because it's Hestia time. Um, yeah. How's the? Yeah, I feel like I failed out today. Like, I feel like I failed today pretty badly, and it feels really frustrating. Yeah. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.